Let's go on to fight number 2.
Oh, shit. Starting over.
Fight number 2 this week. We have Kahlil Roundtree fighting Modestas Bukauskas. Yeah, that's a hard name to say. I'm aware of it, folks. But we have this American coming in versus the Lithuanian. Kahlil's coming off 2-fight loss streak. He's 8-5 overall. He's fighting out of Las Vegas, 31 years old, in the light heavyweight division at 205, coming at 6'1" and 74-inch reach. His opponent, Bukauskas, coming off also a 2-fight loss streak. He's 11-4 overall. He's coming at 27 years old, 6'3", and a 78-inch reach. So sizable height and reach advantage for Bukauskas here. Mr. Zach.
Si, senor.
I'm going to hand this over to you. Taking this. Who are you taking and why? Give us your analysis.
Well, tread with caution here, folks. I said there'd be some big picks. I said there are some that we know. And for me, myself, personally, this is not one of them. Both of these guys are on 2-fight skids right now. It's, they're both got negative, significant strike ratios. They're not throwing and landing as much as they're absorbing. And I think that favors Kahlil Roundtree in this fight. I don't think Bukauskas is as good as he is on the feet. And I think Kahlil Roundtree hits like a Mack truck, man. For not being the best mixed martial artist or having the prettiest record, dude can fucking punch. I'll give him that. I think this fight is going to come down to whether or not Kahlil Roundtree can keep Bukauskas from getting him on the ground, because I think Bukauskas will have that advantage. And, just looking at all the facts in their whole, I think Roundtree's 50% takedown defense is enough to win a decision if it gets to that point. But I don't think it's going to get to that point. I think he's going to land the bomb. I don't know if it's going to happen early, but I think I'm going to go Roundtree by second round TKO here. No, KO. He's going to put this fucker out cold.
All right. I'll take the opposing viewpoint on everything you said.
You son of a whore.
I don't know. This is just a hard one because Roundtree is a big power guy, and he is also terrible at cardio. You can see him start gassing out by halfway through the second round. He's a big, physically imposing guy. Hits really hard. Which is good, but he gasses out like a heavyweight halfway through the fight, which is worrisome just depending on who your opponent is. Now, his opponent, Bukauskas, is light on his feet. He's not necessarily the biggest 205er like Roundtree is. He has better cardio, in my opinion, and he floats around, but he's also been hit and has, in my opinion, probably a weaker chin in the division. Not to say anything negative about his chin, but these guys are huge and hit very hard. So I just don't think this is going to hit the ground. And I think that the low calf kicks are going to play into a factor if this fight goes longer than 2.5 rounds. And in all honesty, I think if it goes longer than two rounds, it favors Bukauskas. If it goes shorter than a round and a half, it probably favors Roundtree. But, what's going to happen here? I don't think anybody can definitively say, oh, I'm picking X because of Y, or I'm picking, whoever. I think this is probably about as 50-50 as we can get on this card.
I cannot disagree with you there. Neither one of these guys is showing that they're going to take over the division anytime soon. But I think in terms of competitiveness, I think it'll be competitive. I think this fight will definitely, help segue us in from the hype of Patty the Batty into some of the other stuff we have going on this card.
Yeah, I just think that I think if Bukauskas is smart, he knows that Roundtree's gas tank is notoriously poor, right?
He's gonna try to wrestle him. I feel like make him just pummel the whole first round and then wear him out.
Yeah, I could see it against Cage, definitely. But what I think is once we start getting the second and third round, that's when Bukauskas is going to put it on him, going to be moving, going to be circling, going to come in with the leg kicks. And I think the leg kicks are honestly is what's going to hurt Roundtree the most because, he's obviously has poor cardio, right? If he can't move, he's going to be a sitting duck, right? So unless he gets caught, I think Bukauskas probably takes this one. I'm not super definitive in this. I mean, there's two different opposing viewpoints that we're going to take on the betting to this. I think either one is probably a pretty solid idea, but maybe hedge your bets.
Look, if there's ever a time to do it, it's on a pick like this where we're just gonna flat out admit to you it could go either way. We don't know, but like there's definitely arguments for both sides. So I guess in the spirit of being a gambling degenerate, take us to the odds, Gage.
Third. Shout out Major Payne. All right. Let's scroll on up here. We have Kahlil Roundtree coming in as an underdog at plus 135 and Modestas Bukauskas coming at minus 146. So to kind of, play off what we're just speaking about, I mean, I'd probably pair Roundtree with under 2.5 at minus 170, but that still doesn't give you great odds. So maybe stay away at that. But I think Bukauskas might get a decision, but that's also just so ambiguous to me at this point. So I would stay away from Bukauskas at fight goes to the decision, honestly. What do you say, Zach?
I'm trying to do the math in my head and try to figure out how much you'd want to wager or whatever. For me personally, I think if this fight, like you said, gets out of round 2, Roundtree is at a significant disadvantage. So I'm kind of looking at plus 240 for a knockout or for a TKO. I said it. I tried to call it. Babe Ruth even called his shot. Even a blind squirrel gets his nut twice a day. But I don't know. I would just take Bukauskas at the money line and try to even those out. But
yeah, I say your best bet is if you're going to take Bukauskas at money line, right? But if you're going to take Roundtree, look, we'll condition our shins again if Roundtree wins a decision.
Yeah, Roundtree's not winning a decision.
We'll condition our left shin if Roundtree wins a decision. Obviously, we've been wrong before, but I'm taking Roundtree. If I'm betting on him, I'm taking under a round and a half at, plus 120. And then also combining that, parlaying that with he wins by TKO at plus 240. I think that's pretty reasonable if you're going to take him because he's just at such a disadvantage over a decision that's pretty much what you have to work with.
Well, I just mean it's if you really look at this objectively, TKO is the only way he's going to win. We're not seeing this guy throw up crazy submissions. I mean, even the most basic UFC guys know how to do a simple, rear naked choke, but I don't see that being the case here, unless he gets taken down. And even then, guys aren't winning fights off their back anymore. If Kahlil Roundtree is going to win, he's going to win by knockout. And you pretty much, I mean, not quite, but you almost double your odds betting the knockout versus just taking him as the underdog in a money line.
And I mean, even if you decide to do all that, hedge your bet, take Bukauskas money line. I think that's pretty safe.
Look, if you like to watch the calf kick experience, don't bet on this fight because you might have to be mad at one of us. Don't bet on this fight. Wait till we tell you we got this one because we do not got this one.
This is not actual financial advice. This is just kind of to help guide you through what we're seeing.
Some of these might be actual financial advice. Patty Pimblett, Bet the house. Take the title to the bookie. Win yourself a mansion.
Please don't do that and come after us.
Come after us. They're gonna let us. They're gonna let us sleep in the pool house after they win.
All right. Fuck it. Patty the Batty all day. All right.